Right. This is the second part of March 2025 first semester examination. So then in the previous video, we discussed up to question number 14, and that we are going to start from question number 15. 2 apples and 1 orange are 260, and 1 apple and 2 oranges are 220. When you have this kind of question, so then it talks about the simultaneous equations, right? So then how you can get this? Find the cost of an apple. I take this as A. And then cost of an orange, I take this as B. And 2 apples, it is 2A. And 1 orange, B, is equal to 260. 1 apple and 2 oranges is equal to 220. Now you can see both of them are not matching, 2A and B and 2B. So then you want to multiply one of them by 2. So this is the equation 1 and this is the equation 2, and I multiply equation 2 by 2. But it is not compulsory to take 2. For me it is easy because I have 220. It is easier for me to do the multiplication without going for 260. So you can take number 1, equation 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. So then this becomes 2A plus 4B equal to 440. This is the equation 3. Now if you look at the equation 1 and 3 now, 1 and 3, you have 2A and 2A. So then equation 1, you subtract from equation 3, 2A plus 4B, subtract 2A plus B equal to 440, subtract 260. Then I simplify the bracket. So then I can write 2A plus 4B minus 2A minus B equal to, you can separately find that the 440 subtract 260, right? So then the 14 minus 8, 6, it is 8. 3 minus 2, it is 1. Right? 180. Then you can write 180 here. And then you can see the 2A, 2A you can cancel. 4B minus B, it is 3B equal to 180. And B is equal to 60. And then they have given another equation that the first one, A plus 2B equal to 220, no? So then the A is equal to 220 minus 2B. And then the A is equal to 220 minus 2 times 60. And then the 220 minus 120. And A is equal to 100. Therefore, apple price or the apple cost, so rupees 100, and then the orange, you write it is 60 rupees, right? You can double check that the 2 apples means 200, 1 orange means 60. Yes, it gives me 60, right? Then we will move to the next one. You want to find the x value here. Then they have given 6x plus 3. First you solve the bracket. 3 times x, 3x, and 3 times 4, negative 12. And then the 6x minus 3x equal to minus 12 minus 3. 6x minus 3x, 3x is equal to negative 15. And x is equal to negative 15 over 3. And it is equal to negative 5, right? It is equal to negative 5. So then if you want to double check, negative 5, negative 4, it is negative 9. Negative 9 multiplied by 3, the answer is negative 27. I want to double check the other side. And 6 times negative 5, it is negative 30. Negative 30 plus 3, it gives me negative 27. So that means my answer is correct. Okay. So you can double check like this. No harm. No one can say that why you check like that. You can check and confirm whether your answer is. Can you remember the earlier one that when we were double checking, we realized that we have done it in the wrong way? So it is a better practice always to double check before moving to the next one. Find the sum of the interior angles of a polygon with 12-sided. The 12-sided means the n is equal to 12. What is the formula? We discussed this. You take the n minus 2 value and multiply by 180. The n minus 2 is the number of triangles we can see inside this polygon. So if it is 12-sided, the number of triangles should be 10 multiplied by 180. The answer is 1800 degrees, right? So they are asking the sum of the interior angles. Before finding the sum of the interior angles, we want to understand inside that polygon how many triangles we do have. How do you find that? The number of sides subtract 2. It gives you the number of triangles you can see inside this polygon. And one triangle value is 180. You multiply it by the number of triangles. Okay. Then we will move to this one. You want to find, does this point, whatever the point they have given, lie on this graph? When you have this kind of thing, you mark these 2 points, the coordinates as x and y. This y is the given y. This is what they have given. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to calculate the y value as per the equation I have. Now 2 times 5, x is 5 now, minus 2. 2 times 5, it is 10. 10 minus 2, it is 8. So this is what the calculated y value, right? This is the calculated y value. If the given y value and given y value is not equal to the calculated y value, right? Calculated y value. So this point this is not equal. Therefore, you can write, therefore, the given point doesn't lie on the given line. Right? So this is how you want to decide. First, you keep the given y value separately and use the given x to the formula and calculate the y. If the calculated y and the given y is equal to, the given point should lie on the given line, but it is not here. Then we want to factorize. So then how do you factorize? That you take 2 out and next to the power 2 out. And here we have only x and here we have only minus 3, right? So then this one you have, you can take 3 out and it is 9 a squared minus b squared. If you can remember, this 9 I can write 3 squared, a squared, b squared. Then I can write 3, open the bracket. Then I write 3a plus b and 3a plus b and close the bracket. Right? If you can remember, so the same question you had in 2024 paper also, right? That is the importance of doing the past papers, children. So when you have the negative index, you want to convert this into positive. So then for that, you want to get the reciprocal. 1 over 3, that becomes 3 over 1, and you have the positive index. 3 to the power 0 means 1, and 1 over 3. Then 3 over 1 means 3. 3 squared means 9. 9 plus 1 plus 1/3. So then the 10 and 1/3. This should be the final answer. Right. So that is the end of the part 1 here. Then we are moving to the part 2, right? Answer only on the line papers because you can't write the answers here that you don't have the enough space. So then you can move to the line papers. So then I'm moving to my paper that here. So then you can see they have given it in a different order. That they have given 9 first and the x squared in the middle. So then what you can do, children, you can rewrite this. X squared plus 6x plus 9. You can rewrite this, right? And then you write x squared plus 6x plus 9. Then the 9 factors you can write 1 times 9 and 3 times 3. So then you can write x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. Then you have x, then you have x plus 3, you have plus 3 and x plus 3. Then you can write x plus 3 and x plus 3 again. If need, you can show your final answer as x plus 3 squared. But if you have not written x plus 3 squared, it doesn't matter. It is not compulsory, but better to write that step, right? X plus 3 squared. Then the next one, it's easy that you have x squared minus 5 squared, and then you write x plus 5 and x minus 5. And when you have the next kind of question, that is earlier one that we had, just the x squared, that means you have 1x squared. But if you have something like this, so you have 3x squared plus 13x, 3x squared plus 13x plus 4. Okay. What you want to do first, you multiply these two numbers first. And some teachers, they explain this in a different way, but this is how I recommend you to do. By any chance, if you are familiar with any other method, it doesn't matter, you can continue. 3 times 4, 12. And I get the factors of 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Out of these, I select this pair because I can have the middle 30. Children, now when we are writing this factor pair, normally we don't think about the order. We just write them. But when you have a number in front of x square, and if you multiply that number by the last digit and you got the factor tree like this, at this moment when you are writing, you want to be mindful, 3x squared, then you can write plus 12x plus 1x plus 4. Because I can easily factorize 3 and 12. You just look at the other numbers and get in a way that you can factorize them easily. So then I can take 3x out, x plus 4. Then I can take plus 1 out, then I have x plus 4. So then I wrote x plus 4 2 times, and then I can write 3x plus 1. And another question the kids are having, whether I want to write in the same order. No. Either you can write 3x plus 1 first or x plus 4 first. It doesn't matter. You can write it either way. Okay. So then know the compulsory way to do that. Using the factorizing knowledge, and you want to do something, what it is. Now you just see that you have 3.2 square means 3.2 times 3.2. And you want to add 3.2 into 0.8. You can see the 3.2 is common. You take 3.2 out. And inside the bracket, you have 3.2 plus 0.8. So then what will be the answer? 3.2 multiplied by 4. Then the final answer will be 12.8. Okay, so that is the End of the question number 1. When you have this kind of question, the same kind of question you had in 2024 paper also, right? So then they have given all these chocolates in one box. All these chocolates in one box. You can count the total of the chocolates. So now here it is 13, and here it is 15, and here it is 13, right? So then the all together, or else that you can check it in the other way also, that we'll see how it happens. So then this is 18, 11, and 12, right? This is 1 and 41, and we'll check 1 and 41. So you have 41 chocolates. Out of 41 chocolate, the almond milk, that means this one you want to talk about. 2 out of 41. It is a milk chocolate. The milk chocolate we have 13 out of 41. It is a dark hazelnut, this one. So then it is 6 over 41, right? So that is very easy. Right, then we will move to the question number A. So find A if A times 0 is equal to 0. So then how do you find this? So then if something you multiply by 0, if it is 0, so then the A can be any number. A can be, let's say, 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be a decimal, it can be anything. You can write any number. Find A. You can't find that the A specifically, because any number you multiply by 0, it gives you the 0. So then the A can be anything, right? And the next one, you have B multiplied by, find A and B if B times A minus 3 is equal to 0. Here, either B can be equal to 0 or A minus 3 can be equal to 0. That means A is equal to 3, right? To get the answer 0, when you multiply these two values, either B should be 0 or the bracket component A minus 3 should be 0. If A minus 3 is 0, A is equal to positive 3, right? And the same way the next one, x multiplied by x plus 3 is equal to 0. To get the answer 0, either x should be equal to 0 or x plus 3 should be equal to 0. So then the x is equal to 0 minus 3, that is minus 3, right? And the next one also, that when you have 5x plus 2 and multiplied by x minus 4 equal to 0. To get the answer 0, either the first bracket should be 0 or the second bracket should be 0. So that means 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then the 5x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 2 over 5. Or else x is equal to 4, right? The same pattern you have when two numbers are multiplied together and you get the answer 0, either the first number should be 0 or the second number should be 0, right? So this is what we were doing, the Roman number 1 to 4. Then the Roman number 5, first of all, you want to factorize the given value. What it is? 7x plus 10. First you take that the x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay. Then I write x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. then I can write x plus 2 and plus 5 and x plus 2. Then next step I can write x plus 2 and x plus 5, and they have given this equation, this one is equal to 0. Okay. If this is 0, either x plus 2 should be equal to 0, the one bracket, and x plus 5 should be equal to 0. So then the x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 5, right? This is how you want to get the answer. Then the next one that they have mentioned, x squared is equal to 2x. Now how we are going to write that? X squared is equal to minus 2x. You write that the x squared minus 2, x squared is equal to 2x. Then you bring that 2x to this side minus 2x, and it is equal to 0. And you take x out, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. What does this mean? X multiplied by x minus 2 is equal to 0. So then how we are going to write this? Either x should be equal to 0 or x minus 2 should be equal to 0. That is, x is equal to 0 plus 2, that is 2. Right? So that is the end of that question number. Right, so then we will move to the next question. It's a graph one, therefore I'm not going to take it because you want to draw it on the graph paper. So then we will move to the next one, then we can complete the rest of the questions. So then here you want to find the value. I don't know what are the values because that I can't see them. What I'm going to do, I just do this. So then here we can see the center, right? And then you start from here and then you end from here. That is 70. Then you just check that the angle A also should be equal to 70. Why? Angles on the same arc in the same segment, right? Same segment, right? So then we can find, and then another thing we can find, that they find the value, and one thing we can find, this should be 20. Why this should be 20, children? This is the diameter, and this one should be the 90 degree. This one should be the 90 degree. So then this should be 90. And this one also should be 90. Because that is this one should be 90. And then you can see if this is 90, right? And if this is 90, and if this is 70, this one should be 20, right? And if this is 20, this one should be 70. If that is 70, this one should be 20. Because wherever that you draw this diameter, that everywhere all these corners should be 90, 90, 90. Because this is a rectangle. They have not given it as a rectangle, but after analyzing the features, you can understand. So this is a rectangle. So all the corners should be 90 degrees. But you want to get it step by step. So you can't just get the values, you want to get it step by step, right? First you find the value A, right? Using the angles on the same mark in the same segment theory. And then you can mark the 90, 90. And then one by one you can get. If this angle is 70, the other one will become 20. And this one is 20, the other one will become 70. So this is how you want to do it. And I will erase this and show you one more time. right? And this is 70 and this is 70. And this should be 20. This should be 20 because this should be 90, right? And then if this is 90, the whole thing should be 90, right? And you can mark that if this is 70, this one should be 70 because this is the radius. If that is 70, this should be 20, right? And this should be 20 and this should be 70, right? And the next one, find the size of one exterior angle of a regular polygon with 5-sided. Now the 5 sides means that we know n is equal to 5. And then the 5 minus 2 multiplied by 180, that is the sum of the interior angles. Find the size. So then the here that they are asking size of the one exterior angle of a regular polygon with 5 sides. This is they are talking about the exterior angle now. All the exterior angles add up to 360. You divide this by 5. 5 times 7, 35, 72. The exterior angle is 72. If you can remember, the same question they have asked in paper 1 in a different way. Find the size of x. Now here it is 540. You want to add 90, 140, 110, 70. And if this is 72, you can find this one. But no, we can't find that one because this is not the pentagon they were talking about in part A. You add 90, 140, 110, 70. When you add them together, 21, 410, and 540, 410. When you subtract, it gives you 130. So then this is 130 and this should be 50 because angles on the straight line add up to 180. But I want to double check before moving to the next one whether I have added them correctly or not, right? So then how can I do that? First I add the 90 and 140 and then 110 and then 70. And then I deduct that value from 540, it becomes 130. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, so then that is the end of the question number 5. We have question number 6, 7. Yeah, the graph question, right? So these 3 questions are to be discussed and the rest of the questions we have discussed by now.